Freedom. Just hearing the word feels empowering, doesn't it? But have you ever stopped to ask yourself, what does it really mean to live freely? Is it about being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, or is it something more profound? In this episode, we're diving deep into the essence of freedom and how we can embrace it in our lives. Hi, my name is June. I'm a content creator documenting my personal and spiritual journey, and welcome to the 8th episode of the Universe of Thoughts. Today, we're tackling the question that feels universal. What does it mean to live freedom? I will share some personal reflections, insights I've learned, and practical ways to approach this idea. This isn't just about external freedom, but the kind of freedom that transforms how we see ourselves and our lives. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt stuck in your life? Like you're living in a cage you can't see but you can feel it. Maybe it's the pressure to meet others' expectations, fear of judgment, or a constant worry about the future. I used to think freedom meant cutting ties with everything that held me down, quitting jobs I didn't like, avoiding responsibilities, or staying silent instead of confronting difficult situations. But even after doing some of those things, I still felt trapped. That's when I realized the cage wasn't my circumstances, it was my mindset. Living freedom starts with recognizing the invisible change we carry. For me, one of those chains were the fear of judgment. I was so scared and worried about how others saw me, whether I was good enough, smart enough, or successful enough that I started living for their approval instead of my own happiness. I kept thinking, what if they don't like what I'm doing? What if I fail and everyone sees it? It wasn't until I let go of that fear that I started feeling free. I told myself I can't control how others think of me, but I can control how I think of myself. That mindset shift was the beginning of my personal journey to freedom. Another chain probably was the need for certainty, and I used to plan everything meticulously, thinking that if I could just control every aspect of my life, I would feel secure. But life doesn't work that way. Freedom isn't about controlling everything, and it's about trusting yourself to handle the unknown. A big part of living freedom is also learning to be present. I remember walking inside an elevator one time, so consumed by thoughts of the past and future that I didn't notice the beautiful sunset right in front of me. When I finally looked up, I realized how much I was missing by not being in the present. That moment taught me that freedom exists in the now. When we're fully present, we're free from the burdens of yesterday and the worries of tomorrow. One of the most powerful lessons I've learned is this: freedom isn't about having no commitments, it's about choosing commitments that align with who you truly are. For me, that meant committing to my personal growth, even when it was uncomfortable at first, and it meant choosing to show up authentically in all of your relationships and all circumstances in your life, even when I was so scared of being vulnerable. There's also a quote by Viktor Frankl that resonates deeply with me. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstance. This reminds me that no matter what life throws at us, we have the power to choose how we respond. That is the essence of living freedom. Living freedom means letting go of the things that hold you back: fear, doubt, the need for control, and stepping into a life guided by intention and authenticity. It's about being brave enough to live for yourself, to embrace who you are, and to trust the process, even when path is uncertain. It's also finding joy in the present moment. Freedom isn't something we achieve in the future, it's something we choose to embody every day. Whether it's speaking your truth, chasing your dream, or simply appreciating a quiet moment, freedom is about aligning your actions with your soul. I would love to hear from you. What does freedom mean to you? Is it something you're working on, or have you already embraced it in your life? Share your story in the comments. I read every one of them. And if this episode resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Check my previous videos if you're on a journey of personal growth or needs some tips on how to live with more intention. Thank you very much for joining me on the Universe of Thoughts. Until next time, live freely and boldly. Goodbye.